So in the second segment, Rakesh, I'll be asking you to imagine an entire game on your own without the chess set. So if you have a blindfold, I think you
Mm-hmm.
can just put it on.
Okay, just a second.
In the first example, take it slow. I'm going to ask you a
Mm-hmm.
simple question. After f4 e5, what is the worst move that white could play?
Yeah, so white can play g4 and then queen h4 follows, and I think this is the fool's bit.
That's correct. So first answer is correct. Very easy. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Going further, let me ask you another question on the same lines. After e4, e5, queen h5, what is the worst move that black could make?
Yeah, I had done this video earlier, so yeah, it's king e7
Yes.
and queen takes e5, the checkmate.
Yes. So this is a known thing. All right. So let's go a little further and try something new. I think this is quite common in the field of traps. So e4, c6, knight c3, d5, knight f3,
Mm-hmm.
d takes e4, knight takes e4, knight f6, queen e2. What is the worst move that black could make here?
Yeah, so I think both knight bd7 and knight fd7 are the worst moves because knight d6 is like a smothered mate.
Yes, you're
With
right.
a
That's
knight.
correct as well. So since you are a fan of Budapest, I thought I will include one Budapest as well.
So
So
am I black in this one?
you are black in this.
Okay.
So d4, knight f6, c4, e5.
Mm-hmm.
Now, before going on to the main line, let me give you another trick. I think this is good for viewers. After d takes
Mm-hmm.
e5, knight g4, bishop f4, knight c6, knight f3, bishop b4 check, knight bd2, queen e7, and now a3, knight g into e5. After a takes b4, what is the move for black?
So this is a very simple one, but an elegant one. So knight d3 mate, very similar to the one we did just.
Correct. Yeah, that's right. It's very similar to the one we just saw. All of you who are watching, I think now I'll again announce the moves, so maybe you can also do the training along with Rakesh. I'm starting the game again. D4, knight f6, c4, e5,
Mm-hmm.
d5 this time.
Okay.
And here black went bishop c5.
Mm-hmm.
And in this position, white's correct move is e3, but white went wrong with h3.
Okay.
Rakesh, how can you exploit this mistake?
You can go knight e4, attacking, threatening bishop f2, but white has e3. But I think, yeah, so I think it should be forcing. So let's start with a check. So bishop f2 check looks interesting. King takes f2 is the only move, I guess. And I'll follow that up with another check with knight e4 and opening my queen's line.
Okay, so shall we go with it? Are you sure of this answer?
Yeah. Let's go bishop f2, knight
King
e4.
f2, knight e4. Then in the game, white went king f3. So good job on finding those moves.
Okay. Yeah. So I think now we can go queen h4.
Ah, yes, protecting the knight. Very good.
Yeah.
In this position, after queen h4, white went g3. What will you do now?
Okay, g3. I think I should be continuing with the check. Like there has to be a mate with the king in the center, and just knight g5 is an interesting check. But white has bishop g5 and king e2 as well. So I'll go with queen g3 check, like
Okay.
luring the king further out.
Okay, the king has to come to e4 and capture the knight.
Yeah, I think yeah. Now if like in a dream scenario, I wish my knight was on g8, so knight f6 is a mate. But I have to keep checking. So again, queen f4 would have been a maiden one, but the bishop protects it. So I'll keep checking. I'll keep checking with pawn to f5, trying to get new pawns or pieces in the game because like guys remember a lone queen cannot check.
Correct, you're right. So f5 check is right. And after king takes f5, is queen g6 a checkmate?
No, I think white has king e5. So I'll try to use the same idea, but I'll play pawn d6 check first.
Okay, good. So you got it after king
Yeah.
e4.
Yeah, king comes back now, bishop f5. Now I give the piece for free. And king takes f5 is the only move. And now I play your idea like queen g6, and now e5 is protected.
Yes, that's perfect. This is the right answer.
Yo.
So yeah, Budapest has been really working well for you. Now let's jump into Alekhine Zone. This is a game in
Okay,
which
what's that?
Alexander Alekhine was white and he played this in a blindfold simul. Let's see
Okay.
if you can match moves with Alekhine. So Alekhine went d4.
So I'm white in this.
You are white in
Or
this. Alekhine went d4 and Arthur Kaufman played d5 and Alekhine went knight f3 and then c5. So in this position Alekhine played bishop f4, the London system.
Okay.
And then black captured the pawn with c takes d4.
All right.
And then white captured the knight on b8 with bishop into b8, rook into
Takes
b8,
b8.
then queen into d4, then black played pawn to
okay.
b6, and here Alekhine played pawn to e4. And here is your question. What did Alekhine play after d takes e4?
Okay. Let me see. So I think I have bishop b5 check, but you can just block it. Just checking. There is a black pawn on e7, right?
Yes.
And knight is on f6.
Knight is on g8.
Oh, knight is on g8 still. Okay. Okay. If I give bishop b5 check, you can go bishop d7, but I don't see a follow-up after that.
So
let me see. Let me think about this. I'm not sure. Queen e5 is also not a check. You'll just put the rook. If I go queen a4 check, you have bishop d7 again.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not really sure what to do here. Can you like repeat from the first move everything like d4,
Yeah, d4, d5, knight f3, c5, bishop f4, c takes d4, bishop into b8, rook into b8,
queen
into d4, b6.
No, b4 Bombay, right?
Yes.
Pawn to b6.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then e4, d takes e4.
God.
So there are three good moves in the position. You can just choose the one that you think is the best.
Yeah, but I don't think I'm winning here, like immediately. Is that correct?
You might get an exchange. That's the maximum, I think.
An exchange.
Interestingly, his opponent designed in just 2 moves.
Oh wow. Okay. Okay. I'm definitely not as good as the former world champion, but yeah. Let me think. Okay. Bishop b5, bishop d7. If I take everything and go knight e5, you can go king e8.
Yeah.
Again, there's no exchange for me. Let me take on d8. That's why I think he's calculated all the checks. So queen d8 first,
Okay,
king d8, and then I go knight e5. There's a double threat now. So knight f7, BRI, and knight c6 BRI. So you can't stop both.
So that's the reason he resigned. Though position is still very much playable for black, but his opponent resigned because he's losing an exchange.
And he's playing a former world champion. So
Yeah.
Or the current world champion back.
Yeah, could be, yes. So that was the segment I had prepared for you, Rakesh. Good job. You're doing well. Are you ready for the last segment?
Sure. Like, do I have to remove my blindfold or not yet?
Not yet. I think this will require you to stay in the same situation. Just don't open your eyes. So I am ready. Are you ready?
Yeah, but what is the segment?
So I'll place the 4 pieces on 4 different squares and I will ask you to tell me their roles. Let me start with an example. Let's say king on h1, queen on c5, bishop on f7, knight on f4 and rook on a1. So I've placed, let's say, 5 pieces and now I'll take off the king. Let's say the king vanishes from h1 and now you have 4 pieces and I'll tell you the move. I'll tell you rook a5 and then you have to tell me that the rook is protecting the queen is protecting the rook, and that's about it.
Okay, so there are no black pieces.
There are no black pieces and you just keep going.
Okay. Alright,
let's begin with that move, rook a5.
Yeah, but just can you repeat the pieces once?
Yes, white's rook is on a5, white's queen is on c5, white's bishop is on f7 and white's knight is on f4. This is a technique which was advocated by a trainer from Russia, Alexei Bartashnikov, who said that practicing this kind of an exercise can help you in improving your skills.
Yeah, especially the calculation can help, so our viewers can definitely try this out themselves.
Yes. So Rakesh, so first move is rook a5.
Okay, so I should just tell which piece is protecting which piece.
Yeah, this is understood. Like I already told you the answer. So next one, I'll pick the next one. Queen d5. What is the situation now?
Okay, rook protects queen, queen protects rook, queen protects bishop, bishop protects queen, and knight protects the queen.
Perfect. Knight e6.
Okay, rook protects the queen protects the rook, queen protects the knight, and the bishop protects the knight.
Perfect. Rook a8.
Okay, I think queen protects the rook, bishop protects the knight, and queen protects the knight.
Correct. Knight d8.
Rook protects the knight, queen protects the rook, the knight, and the bishop, and the knight protects the bishop, and the bishop protects the queen.
You're on fire. Wow, that's great. Bishop e8.
Bishop e8. Okay, rook protects the knight, queen protects the rook and the knight, and that's about it.
Yes. Bishop a4.
Okay, queen protects the knight and the rook. Rook protects the knight and the bishop.
Queen h5.
Queen h5. Okay, interesting. Rook protects the bishop and the knight. That's it.
Correct. Bishop d1.
Okay, rook protects the knight, bishop protects the queen, and queen protects the bishop.
Correct. Rook a4.
a4. Okay, bishop protects the rook and the queen, and queen protects the bishop.
Correct. Rook h4.
Bishop protects the queen protects the rook, and the rook protects the queen.
Correct. Knight f7.
Okay, bishop protects queen protects knight, bishop, and rook,
Perfect.
and rook protects the queen, of course.
Then knight g5.
Okay, bishop protects the queen protects the bishop, rook, and knight, and the rook protects the queen.
Knight f3.
Okay, that channel is cut now. So bishop protects the knight, queen protects the knight and the rook protects the queen. Plus, the knight is now protecting the rook.
Correct. Knight g1.
Whew, okay, bishop protects the queen protects the bishop, and queen protects the knight. Queen protects the rook, and the rook protects the knight.
Alright, bishop e2 and then bishop f1. I have made two moves.
Okay, so I should tell for bishop e2 first, right?
Bishop f1. What about the situation after bishop f1?
Oh, so you made two moves with the bishop.
Yes.
Okay, so both those pieces are on the back rank, so not much. So just rook and queen to rook.
What about queen d1?
Queen d1. Okay, now queen doesn't protect the rook, it just protects the bishop.
Correct. Rook h1.
Oh wow, all of them are on their back rank now. Yeah, so I think rook protects the knight, and yeah, queen protects the bishop, of course, and yes, that's about it.
Yes, and now you may take your blindfold. You've got all the answers right.
Okay, just a second.
So, how was the experience?
This was absolutely fun, and I think I have been playing chess for like about 20 years, so I know this. But if anyone wants to improve at their puzzles, their tactics, and their vision, and overall, all these things will help you to calculate better in the game. You see, you will see mate in threes, mate in fours, or you can see the combination, you can see till the end. So that is a skill which is going to help you in chess really. There's no doubt about that. So I would strongly advise you to even try this out, maybe with your coach or maybe your friend, your brother, your sister, anyone. And maybe you can also let us know in the comments, or you can make a short video and send it to us as well.
And tag us.
But yes, definitely tag us. And plus, as we did the vision training as well, and do try and implement all the advices that Niranjan and I have given you, and even let us know your vision score in the comments, because that would really see if can you guys cross my or Niranjan's personal best of 37.
Yes, so that's a good challenge again, and we'll keep an eye on the scores in the comments, and we'll be back with another video soon. Do give it a thumbs up, and we'll be back. Until then, bye bye.
Bye guys.